Peace. This is Pure Bliss of Pure Zen Solutions, and I hope you're in an amazing space. If you find yourself in a chaotic space externally, then I pray that you are focusing on creating that peace within, because that is truly the only space that we have the power to change. We are back for another May Divine Feminine reading. We're about to get started on that. Before we get started, I would like to let you know that I am back open to taking clients. So if you would like to receive a reading or any of my other services from me, please inbox me. Let me know. Let's have a little chat so we can see exactly how I can assist you in facilitating change in your life. So let's go ahead and get started with our reading. We got 8 infinite energy. So let's go ahead and get started in the heart. First card, it's a team effort. 37, it simplifies to a 9. So in some aspect of your life, you're going to open back up to allowing people to assist you in getting through whatever that space is. I know for me personally, I definitely have been in a space of kind of like solo dolo, just based on past experiences and learning, right? The learning that comes with building teamwork. I think sometimes we get caught, we beat ourselves up for attracting certain people in our lives or deciding to do things with people who didn't necessarily have our best interests at heart, and we take that as a personal attack upon ourselves. But something that I was reminded of very recently is the only way that we learn is through practice. So it's time to open yourself back up to allowing others to assist you in your life, in some area of your life, right? It's going to be different for every person. So take that road with it, see what you get out of it. Woo woo is wonderful. Woo woo is wonderful. I want to see what this the reading of this card is from the book. That's a cute little card. I have a cousin that always says woo woo woo, like Sinclair off of Living Single. I said shout out to you, cousin. I miss you. My cousin Kim, one of my favorite cousins. She always says woo 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 when she's harassing you and you don't want to hear it. She was like, woo, 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 it's okay. So, Spirit saying something you don't want to hear, huh? If you want to experience joy, the joy of sixth sensory living, you must completely accept your psychic sense as natural and necessary to living a divine and guided life. Better yet, make it your first sense in terms of value to you. See it as the most glorious part of you, a reflection of your divine nature. Birds have radar, whales have sonar, you have vibes. It's a divine plan in feeling and trusting your vibes. It's important to realize that this heart-based sense is actually the universe knocking at your door, trying to make your life easier, more successful, and more delightful. Accept that you are fully operating divinely guided sixth sensory being who is getting into the flow of higher vibrations, and simply enjoy life, the life of synchronicity and blessings of wonder and beauty that it brings. Let your mantra be woo woo is where it's at for me. So just taking that from your first card with your second card, trust your intuition when it comes to reconnecting back to people, reconnecting back to the collective environment. When you go through experiences, it strengthens your intuition. That way you're able to see certain patterns and cycles. Now, don't get stuck in the toxic trait of feeling like everybody is the same, and if somebody does something similar to another person, then they're probably going to do the same thing to that person. Intuition and emotional intelligence and proper communication actually will allow different results this time. So if somebody does something that triggers you, the first thing you do is say, hey, I'm not sure if that's what if you meant to do that, I'm not sure if it's me or you, but you saying that to me, you treating me like that really triggered me. And I really didn't appreciate it. And then based on how important you are to that person, they will let you know by their response. If their response is to gaslight you, if their response is to if their response is to immediately go into victim mode, then you know that you're dealing with somebody who doesn't have the capacity. I'm not going to say they're good or bad people, because we're past that idea of thinking, but they don't have the capacity to be open and receptive to you, right? They don't have the capacity to change patterns that they know are triggering you. They don't have the awareness of their actions to see how their actions affect you, right? That's not the type of person that you want to build with. Not in certain areas of your life. Not when it comes to business and love and peace in your life. Not in those spaces that intentionally affect those places. Maybe they could be like, somebody you go to the movies with or play basketball with. We're not saying like we can't be at all connected to people who don't have that level of awareness of themselves, but Spirit is telling you, okay, you know where to place them based on their responses. So it's important for you to communicate when you are hurt. It's important for you to communicate when you're upset, because one, burying that does nothing but affect your energy. It gets stored into your body and becomes dis-ease. And then you're building a case against somebody, they don't even know it, right? And then also that conversation wrapped in love that could have happened between you and that person may have been a part of y'all's soul contract, may have been something that y'all both needed to learn from each other. So don't limit your experience and don't limit theirs, and say the things that are burning up in your stomach, but make sure you say them with love. Okay, that was a lot. I want to pull this card, so we're gonna pull one from this deck. This is the deck. Okay, this was given to me by one of my soul sisters, Lauren. Shout out to you. Love you so much. I'm manifesting seeing you. It's been almost 2 years since I've seen you, so I'm going to tag you in this video and everything. Alright, let's see what we got. Okay, so let me show you why I don't often show these cards. You ready? 21. The World. Okay. So, I want to just talk about yoni manifestation here for a moment, right? It's super, super important to zone in on, one, emotionally connecting to your yoni, emotionally connecting to your yoni, to realize that your yoni space and your heart space are literally on the same grid line, right? They're spiritually connected. So if you find yourself in a space where you're not getting the love that you want, you're not creating at the level that you want to be creating, you feel trapped in your space and you don't feel like you're in control, tap into your yoni, okay? Yonis are powerful things, and we sleep on the spiritual power of the vagina. We birth whole human beings. You think that's the only thing that your vagina can birth? So, I feel like I need to do like one of my past partners told me that I needed to teach a class on yoni worship, because a lot of women out here, we're not having orgasms because our hearts are closed. We don't realize that we've gotten into the practice of having sex so much, but there's no real connectivity to it, and so it is a shock or a surprise or rarity when you have an orgasm, which some orgasms should be plentiful in the sexual experience, because it's a release. I wrote a post on my personal page that said the tears and an orgasm are on the same flip of the coin, and it's very true. Like, if you're one of those people, them thug nasty people like me, what I'm saying, sometimes it'd be kind of hard for me to cry, so I have to release during sex. But that takes a level of vulnerability with myself and my partner. So if you're finding yourself in a place where you just feel like you're just going with the ropes when it comes to your sexual life, tap into you. What does that look like? Take a tantra class, take a meditation class, take a breath work class, okay? All of those things will be gateway drugs to getting to know you better, okay? So if you want something you want to talk about with me on a personal level when it comes to your yoni, if you're having distress in your yoni, Oh, praise report. So, if you know me personally, or if you watched me for a while, you may have heard me say something about how terrible my flows are, my cycles are. Since I've had a cycle, my cycle has been painful, and I'm not talking about like taking Tylenol painful. I'm talking about almost blacking out painful. I'm talking about throwing up and screaming for hours and pooing my little soul out. And I'm happy to say that I finally got in control of my body, and I went through my process several different ways. I transitioned to veganism. I detached myself from a lot of people that were, toxic in my life. I incorporated yoga, meditation, reading. I focused on releasing what am I trying to say, grudges that I had, especially towards my father, because it was always I'm very much into spirit science, so it was always on my right side, the pain. So that is your male side, in case you're wondering. It's very important that you pay attention to where your pain is and then kind of research it, because every part of your body connects with different emotions. Every organ stores different emotions, energy and motion, right? And then I went to the chiropractor. So I won't say that the chiropractor was the thing that was the most, like, the thing that solved the issue, but I will say that it had the biggest impact. During your self-care, you're going to go in and out of phases of taking care of yourself, that due to financial reasons, awareness of yourself, or just situational changes that happen. And I've been going to the chiropractor for the last 4 or 5 years, on and off. And I noticed my pain was going back up recently, and I'm like, what in my life have I changed? What am I not doing that when I was more in control of this? What am I not doing anymore that used to be helping? And it was like chiropractor work. And I remember doing a few of my massages, my massage therapist would tell me my hips are out of alignment, and so long story short, I got a membership at the Joint. No, I am not getting paid for this. I should be though, but I got a membership at the Joint and started going on a weekly basis, and my pain went away, got to real manageable state. So I feel like and I was diagnosed with endometriosis, by the way, just to give you the medical term for it. And also wound massages. I was taught how to do wound massages, and how to open the different channels up in my stomach, and that helped a lot as well. So it was definitely a process of release. When you're working to release dis-ease out of your body, it's not going to just be one thing, because it's really kind of like a folding, just like if you ever did a detox, you're going to start with your problem area, like for instance, if you're having heart problems, you're going to start by detoxing and strengthening the heart, and then your kidneys going to start tripping, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, okay, my kidneys are in distress. When you're learning how to detox your body, you focus on the areas of your body, or the organ of your body that is in the highest distress state. Once that organ gets back into alignment, then the other organs that have been struggling and try to make the body go, continue on, they will start screaming. And so if you're finding yourself in a space where you are taking over your health, be patient with yourself, educate yourself, realize that there's gonna be trials and errors. Realize that it took you however many years to create this disease in your body. You're not going to fix it in 30 days. Okay, this process for me of intentionally taking control of my health and focusing in and learning how to help me has been a 5-year process, and I figured it out about 6 months ago. 3 to 4 months. I'll give 3 to 4 months. Time is relative. Okay, so basically all that is to say is the world is the world is really your oyster, and it's kind of connected to your yoni. For real, for real. So take that power, cultivate it, and use it to to create the life that you want. And if you want to learn more about that, let me know. Show me some interest. How many people would be interested in a yoni workshop? All right. 2 cards from here. Making a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. And taking action. I enthusiastically embrace life's possibilities. Balance. Excuse me. Balance possibilities. All right, so let's talk about this. So we got team effort. Woo is wonderful. The world, making a difference, taking action. So the action that you need to take in the first place is always going to be internal, right? If you want to take control of your external, if you want to change your external world, you must first change your internal world, because your external world reflects your inner world, which is very true. Absolutely true. And internal work is the hardest work ever, because you gotta talk to the little prince or princess in you. You have to reparent the parent voice inside of you, right? Have you ever noticed that the voice that you hear inside your head that sounds like your mother or your father or whoever was the paternal individual in your life? Have you ever noticed that voice usually sounds a lot harsher than that person actually talks to you? Have you ever noticed the voice, your voice, that voice you hear that you think is you, talks to you a lot harsher than you talk to yourself? Tune into the way that you speak to yourself when you're trying to problem solve, when you're in a challenging space. Focus on. One of the things that helped me with awareness and mindfulness was, if I said one bad thing about myself or about a situation, I would immediately replace it by 10 things. And so basically what that does is it overloads the subconscious with positive affirmations, right? Positive affirmations is just the top layer of internal work, but it is definitely an important layer, and it could definitely help you break through a lot of cycles that you have, a lot of patterns that you have. Okay, so don't sleep on the internal work. So make the difference in yourself so that you can take the action that you want to take on an external space. If you find yourself in a place where you are trapped, that's not the word I'm looking for, stagnant, where you are stagnant, focusing on the way you're talking to yourself, focusing on the way that you're loving yourself, increase your self-care, breathe. People sleep on breathing, but breath is one of the most healing things that we can do for ourselves, and one of the most simplest things that we can do for ourselves. I'm really wanting to, I'm very talkative today. I'm really wanting to do a, another 7-day class. I'm not sure where I want to start with my classes again, virtually. And I would love some feedback on what you're looking for. Some thoughts that I had were breath work. Like I said, I want to do a yoni magic class. Womb manifestation. I'd love to do a class on expressing triggers positively and effectively. I love to do a intro to Tantra, or Tantra Q&A type of thing. Just talking about how Tantra has benefited me in my life, both in my relationships and with my personal relationship, like my relationship with myself. So there's a lot of topics that I could talk about. Dis-ease, how it manifests, and the different areas it manifests, and reading the emotions of your dis-ease. that's going to be a cool class. I think we're figuring it out. I don't know. Let me know which one of those topics you want to hear about the most. I'm probably going to do a survey. Let's see. I can't not do a circle card. And our card is number 8. I know circles are, usually with 6s, but what's an 8 but 2 circles? So we're going to do 2 cards. So we got one more card left, and that's going to be the money. Cups, 2 of Cups. So again, there's some team effort happening for you. And there's also some partnership, teamwork and partnership coming your way. 3 of Cups, that Holy Trinity. This feels very internally 3 though. This doesn't feel like well, I guess Father, Son, and Spirit is actually an internal space, but this feels like multiple parts of you who kind of been working independently will now work interdependently. So allowing the different aspects of you to come together and kind of melt together to create this complete you. Ooh, okay, I like that. This complete you. I know for me personally, this has been a challenge because there are a lot of different aspects of me that I love to share. I love to cook. I'm a poet. I love the spiritual work that I do. I love. There are multiple topics that interest me. And it's been very, very hard for me, very challenging for me to show it all, right? Because all of those things are like full-time jobs that people, or full-time focuses that people choose, and they go in this direction. And I know for me personally, it's kind of been this coming together of all of my sides, to become my more holistic self instead of having to put everything in a little box. All of this is me at one time. Ta-da! So that feels good. That's a good space. I'll take that. Put that in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Did I show you those cards? 2 of Cups. We got mer people, and I love the water in both of the cards. There's a freaking seahorse right there, and then we got mer people toasting. It looks like they have to be underwater, right? Because there's dolphins right there, and she's swimming. But there's this union ship going on in the water. Okay, come on, I'm telling you, we got womb magic going on in here. We about to make some changes. All right, focus, because I'm about to get silly. But I love that. Even like the lady, she had her dress kind of looks like fins. Like she may have done some, like, you know what I'm saying, like she a shapeshifter or something. All right, let's get to the money. What we gotta say about money? Drive. 5. Change. Hey, somebody been stagnant too long. You feel me? Somebody been stagnant too long, and they don't realize that it's time to move. The green light has already been hit. It's time for us to make progress. There's nothing standing in our way. It's time for us to make the connections we need to make. It's time for us to manifest the life that we desire. That's all I see. And it's going to be all from the internal work. Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards talking about internal work. We got 2 cards talking about action. We got 1 card talking about, really 2 cards talking about the importance of our mental state, the importance of how we manifest and what we tell ourselves, what we're manifesting with our internal world. You feel me? And then we got 2 cards talking about the importance of partnerships and the brilliance of partnerships and the partnerships that are coming into our lives, and just really kind of bringing an awareness to us to be open and receptive. I was talking to my bestie boo yesterday, and I was encouraging her, and I want to encourage you with the same thing. Don't allow your past experiences to block the blessings that are coming to you right now, because those people, those situations that you had a hard time releasing, they had to go, so they can be replaced by more aligned perspectives for you. Your perception of yourself has changed. Your perception of yourself is changing, okay? So your external environment is going to change, and it's not going to be the same as it was, okay? So make sure that you are not projecting your past onto your present or your future. Realize that you are the one that's in control. You don't like your perspective, you don't like the vision that you see, change it. Remember that we are living in multiple realities at the same time. So if this reality that you're plugged into does not work for you, go to the lab, okay? The internal lab. Go to the lab, do the work, change your perspective. That's it, that's all. One thing that's true, one thing that's sure when you look at history is there's always chaos. Somebody's always doing something that affects somebody, that's fucking somebody over. But another thing that's true about history is that somebody is always progressing. Somebody's always flowing. Somebody's always continuously growing. So which perspective do you want to be aligned to? The growth perspective or the torment perspective? Your reading was this, the continuous, right? So there's going to be an ebb and flow. That's just life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're going to be up and sometimes we're going to be down. But, okay, I hear you. But happiness is a state of being. It is not based on what we have, where we are, or what we're doing. It is resonating fully within us. If you're in a space where everything around you is not where you want it to be, focus in on, do I have everything I need? Am I safe? Am I able to still take care of myself? Are there things that I could do right now, in this now, that would assist me in growing? Focus on what you can control, relinquish what you can't. Remember that you are the co-creator, and allow God to do God's work as well. Okay? That's it. That's all. I hope that you found this reading beneficial. If you did, please leave me a heart. Please share it. Please subscribe. If you want to get a personal reading, again, please inbox me or email me at purebliss3@gmail.com. PURBLISS3@gmail.com. That's it. That's all. I love y'all. I'll talk to you next month. Divine Feminine. Peace.